Greetings, citizens. It's the Major here again, and today I want to talk to you about your alarming habit of arguing with MAGA zombies online. Wow, there's a waste of time. And let's get into why. Took me a few years to realize this. But the problem is they live in a right-wing wingnut grievance bubble where facts are not allowed and no assertion, no matter how outlandishly stupid, ever gets challenged. So it just circulates and intensifies and infects their belief systems and sense of persecution and outrage, as it's specifically designed to do by media barons, political operatives, foreign trolls, etc., who are all working together to create civil war in America, or at least permanent militarized oligarchy / Christian white nationalism / authoritarianism, fascism. It's operationally and structurally similar to Putin's model in Russia. So at the top of this media sewage aqueduct is a frightened and deranged elderly pedophile golfer with dementia who stopped living in reality many, many years ago and now just obsessively rehashes the same grievances and paranoias on an endless loop, only interrupted by his latest poorly understood wacko crusade of the day. And he shits out his latest insanity on Lie Social, and at that point the entire propaganda apparatus around him, from Fox News on down to the podcasters and the various dipshit social media accounts and foreign bots, then spends the next however many media cycles sane-washing it, repeating it, spreading it, and affecting the national discourse with it, no matter how transparently stupid or ridiculous it is. And trying to keep up with this, obviously, and much less counteract the sheer volume of insanity that flows from what's left of Donald Trump's brain, is a Herculean task. And I understand many of us do it out of an obligation to safeguard basic reality and sanity and human decency that it constantly threatens. But understand that there are no facts and there is no evidence that you can put in front of a Trump supporter to change their beliefs. And studies have shown this. I wasted years doing this. And I quit doing it 6 or 7 years ago, and my mental health went up immediately. So if you're looking for some help in this extraordinarily obnoxious part of our timeline, quit arguing with these people. Or at least understand the only reason to do it, put any links in there or counter arguments, is for the benefit of the audience, for the people watching who may still be open to learning more about the actual reality of whatever the topic is under discussion. We may want for them better lives that are possible, but they've been trained to resist all of it. Just the suggestion of bringing the American healthcare system up to the global standard fills them with outrage, and we're communists. Getting an affordable college, or cheaper, cleaner, more reliable energy sources, affordable rents and mortgages, civil rights, privacy protections, upkept infrastructure, etc., etc. It's not, we're libtards, we're the enemy. The tribalism is so intense that it cancels out anyone advocating for concrete measures which would dramatically improve and literally extend their lives. And the psychology behind this is interesting. This is an amazing book. I don't know if it's backwards on this video or what. The Dawn of Everything, A New History of Humanity, by a couple of London professors of archaeology and anthropology. And it's basically looking at how societies formed and organized and all the different types that we've had over the millennia and how we get stuck in this stupid type of society. But they really talk a lot about the tribalism and the manner in which tribes would differentiate themselves from their neighbors. So the question becomes not why certain culture traits spread, but why other culture traits didn't. The answer, the researcher felt, is this is precisely how cultures define themselves against their neighbors. Cultures were effectively structures of refusal. Chinese are people who use chopsticks but not knives and forks. Thai are people who use spoons but not chopsticks, and so forth. It's easy enough to see how this could be true of aesthetics, styles of art, music, or table manners, but surprisingly, he found it extended even to technologies which held obvious adaptive or utilitarian benefits. He was intrigued, for example, by the fact that Athabascans in Alaska steadfastly refused to adopt Inuit kayaks, despite these being self-evidently more suited to the environment than their own boats. Inuit, for their part, refused to adopt Athabascan snowshoes, which is insane. You live in the Arctic, in the snow and the ice, and kayaks help you travel and hunt seals and food. and snowshoes would help you traverse the landscape and hunt and survive. And they refused to adopt them because the neighbors didn't. They use those, and we don't. And that's the extreme tribalism. I think we're seeing it play out today. It's hyper tribalism on steroids now. It's like liberals want green power, so we want gas and coal. Liberals want vaccines, or liberals take vaccines, so we don't. And you could just go right down the list with this. So it's suicidal, but that's what MAGA is at this point. It's a cult, a death cult that revolves around one single supremely stupid and self-destructive leader. The saddest thing about this is that MAGA knows that the Republicans are not going to do a single thing to make their lives any better. And they've accepted this. They are perfectly happy, apparently, to live under an overpass, eating barbecued squirrels on a wire coat hanger, as long as the liberals across the street don't have a coat hanger. I don't know how you even begin a conversation with these people, because when you try to have one, 75% of what they believe is not true or even happening. So it's extraordinarily difficult when they live in an alternate reality, just a fantasy land based on some moron's lies and dementia. So I don't know. That's what you're up against, though. Just understand that. And if you got to engage, just know that you're doing it for the benefit of the audience, not the orc you're engaging with or arguing with, who is still a human being and deserves a better life, if only they could realize it's not left versus right, it's top versus bottom. As Warren Buffett said, if it is class warfare, my class is winning. And truer words have never been spoken. So anyway, take care of yourselves out there. Make sure everybody you know is properly registered to vote and has all the valid forms of ID that they might need. Until next time, Major out.